This very intelligent Christian asked Mansoor about evidence that Muhammad actually split the moon as his infamous miracle everyone knows about, and Mansoor completely deflects, runs away, and can't answer the question. Watch this because he gets humiliated and it's really hilarious.
He's not quoting a verbatim. I've explicitly said that because he is not quoting a prophet when he says that Jesus will be called.
So whatever he's quoting, the approximate meaning is correct.
Yes, he is getting it.
The meaning.
He is semantically on point.
Good.
In that by the Messiah being born in Nazareth, he would be called a Nazarene.
No. He says he would be called a Nazarene.
Yes.
Was he called a Nazarene?
Yes.
In the Old Testament.
In the Old Testament says that Jesus will come from Nazareth, and in those days we did not have our modern surnames.
That's the first part.
Right?
That's the first part.
Huh?
The second part, that he will be called a Nazarene.
Yes. What I'm saying, man, is that logically speaking, right?
I'm using logic.
Someone from Nazareth. What would you call them? What would you call someone from Nazareth?
Nazarian.
Or Nazarene?
Hang on.
Nazarene.
If I say
He said
someone
Nazarian.
from Nazarian.
So wait. If you're from Judah, are you a Judanian? Get out of here, man.
So
Nazarian. What are you talking about?
I'm good, thank you.
Is that being from Manchester? You're Mancunian.
So what I'm saying is, he said,
Damn idiot, man.
Nazarian is also, in one of the translations I've read quite some time
Yes,
ago.
I mean,
From where? Mansoor, you read things but you can't cite them. You always just cite things without actually providing proof.
So I'm going to ignore the headers.
I read somewhere that Muhammad was a girl. I can't remember where.
So as I'm saying, he is saying that he'll be called a Nazarene even in meaning, correct?
No.
So can you kind of
Remember what he
jump down
said?
a little bit, but
Because he's not quoting verbatim,
yes, he's not quoting verbatim.
that means whatever he's saying, the meaning is correct.
Yes.
So he will be called a Nazarene, the meaning is correct.
Yes, because the Messiah would come from Nazareth.
Do we find anything like this in meaning that he's prophesied he will be called a Nazarene?
We find the Old Testament saying that the Messiah will come from Nazareth.
That's the first part of his prophecy. The second part I'm dealing with. When should you deal with the second part?
Make them the same parts.
No, two parts.
So I shouldn't raise my voice there, but like they're the same parts. Where are you from, Mansoor?
Bengal.
I'm from just there, not from London.
Okay,
He's
so
from
are you a
Bengali
Londonian?
or whatever.
Could I say, Mansoor, the Londonian, or Londoner, or whatever word I want to use?
No, I was born in London.
Where were you born then?
Hang on, because I'm not born in London, even though I'm from London, it doesn't make me Londonian.
Okay, where were you born?
So,
He was born in London.
Listen to my argument.
He's Bengali.
I'm from London right now. I'm
Yes,
from London.
you're from London.
But
You're
I'm
a
not
Londoner.
born in London.
You're a Londoner.
So you're not
Okay,
from London.
so what am
you
I?
live in London.
You are a Londoner.
So,
Would you see yourself as a Londoner?
so you're saying it doesn't have to do anything with my birth in London. I can still be a.
What, Jesus was
I can
born
still
in
be a Londoner.
Nazareth?
Now you're
I
realizing.
get distracted by them, but yeah.
No, you get distracted by him and not by him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, go
Someone
ahead.
close to you.
So if you're getting distracted, don't convert your experience with them.
Now you realize.
Don't project.
You don't have to be born in a certain place
Can I
to
also
be called
point
a Londonian whatever.
But what you're doing
So Matthew,
is an anachronism. You're making a huge anachronism.
Wait.
There's no
You're
language.
understanding the concept that you have given me. So Matthew makes first statement that he will be born in Nazareth, and then he will be also called, as was spoken by the prophets, he will be called a Nazarene. The fact that we don't find the statement spoken by the prophets, he will be called a Nazarene.
Where does Matthew say that he'll be born in Nazareth?
Isn't that what you said?
No. What is said is that
He'll be
is that
He'll be from Nazareth.
Jesus moved
Or something.
from Nazareth, right? Sorry. Did you say from Nazareth?
Let me just read.
We just read earlier on.
Yeah. Your friend had it. But
I know.
He's dismissed.
Okay. Let's say it doesn't say born. But the point I'm making is this.
Okay, but the point you're making is built on the idea that he says born, and so like your
Okay, we need to read the text. We need to read the
Jack,
text.
it's Matthew
We need to
2
read
verse
the text.
23.
Oh, is it 2?
2:23. What does he say?
2:23. I always get 2 and 3 mixed up. Right. And he went and lived in a town called Nazareth. So was fulfilled what was said through the prophets, that he would be called Nazarene. Where does Matthew say that where does Matthew quote a prophet saying that the Messiah would be born in Nazareth?
Okay, so he doesn't say born. That's why I want to go to the text what he says.
Progress.
Right. So now, you think there was a prophecy in which it says he will be called. Look, why is this inverted text? He'll be called a Nazarene in this particular
So at least in this
Bible study. Yeah, I have got it in inverted quotes. Wow, that means that is the prophecy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see any quotes here. Oh, here, the NRSV, okay.
Yeah, what does it say?
NRSV just say, so the word means...
ESV, your favorite one? Look, it's in quotes. The prophecy is the one in quotes.
Yes, but the problem is, my friend, like,
and what's the problem?
quotes did not exist
No,
in Greek.
for you to understand...
But whenever an English translator is adding quotes, they're adding them in, right?
They're adding them in to tell you, the English reader of today...
But not all scholars are agreeing that he's directly quoting
ESV that you prefer...
I said I prefer the
NIV
I go with the NIV. So the NIV
and
doesn't put quotes.
NIV and ESV, and this ESV gives you a code, the NLT gives you a code, MSG gives you a code.
Well, yeah, MSG's rubbish, but...
I don't know what these are, but what I'm saying is, the Bible translators are giving you an indication what that prophecy was.
But which Bible translators? Be honest.
Sorry?
So I...
Do you disagree with the ESV?
So,
translators. Do you know better than them?
Well, the NIV people, they haven't put quotes.
Fine.
But both these Swedish Bibles haven't put quotes.
The ESV. Do you think the ESV people don't know?
Well, they come from different translations.
Right. What I'm saying is,
believing what they believe.
What I am saying, Jack,
It's not about knowledge. Translations.
I have at least from your own biblical translations. Listen. An indication to tell you the prophecy part was this, that he shall be called a Nazarene.
Well,
in fact,
can you show me any early father, for example, confirm what you're saying?
Why don't you take that?
You're making an assertion.
As a study.
All you've been doing is making assertions.
Listen,
but what are you doing, Mansoor? Is you're telling me that I should only listen to the translation that you agree with.
You didn't hear what I'm saying. You didn't hear what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
I'm saying make this into your study of that subject.
But you haven't studied it, so how can you tell him to go and study when you don't know yourself? You're making him do your homework for you.
Matthew was trying to allude to have been the prophecy as was spoken. No, listen, finish. Let me finish, my friend. According to your scholarship. According to your scholarship.
Don't say that, man. If you're not actually quoting scholarship,
it's
so dishonest. It's so dishonest.
Don't be silly. What I am saying is, according to your scholarship, go and find. Let me finish.
What scholar said it?
How can I finish if I finish?
Let's not scholar.
Hear me out.
Let's move on right now.
Then you feel sorry. Thank you. You feel sorry. I am saying, go and study and find out.
Calm down, Mansoor. Calm down.
Go and find out as a study session for you what the scholarship, your scholarship, have to say on this matter in which Matthew is trying to say which part did he mean to be a prophecy. I'm not saying pick and choose. I am saying go and ask your scholars. Go and see if there's a consensus. Go and see if there's a majority. Go and see if there's a preference. That's what I'm saying. Isn't that fair?
So
is that fair?
Is that fair? It's fair if I do it and you do it as well.
No. Jack, I am saying because you disagree.
He can learn new things.
Because you disagree. Hang on. I'm making the claim.
Yes.
You are disagreeing.
But you're disagreeing.
Wait. Because you're disagreeing, the way to resolve this dispute between you and I, you're going to the best approach that I'm giving you.
Which one?
By looking at your scholarship and what they have to say. Wait. I don't have to ask you rhetorically, is it fair or not? I know it is a fair approach. Now,
you judge it. So that you know.
Matthew, not only stops there in interrupting, making up prophecies.
This pedophile.
Making up prophecies.
This pedophile right here.
He said
that he would give his 9-year-old daughter to a grown man to marry. You're a damn pedophile.
What the heck?
Wait.
Now he wants to twerk on me. Look at this pedophilic Sheikh. Sheikh, I'm not 9 years old. Sheikh, I am not 9 years old, Sheikh. Sorry. You're going to get it from me, Sheikh. I'm not 9-year-old, Sheikh. So please, just get it from me. Why are you shaking your booty on me? That's what I want to know, Sheikh.
Jack, come on this side.
Okay, so Mansoor, may I say?
So we'll wrap this up shortly. So my last example, and then you can say my last example. So Matthew is trying to give you historical information about what happened in Christ's life. He tells us about the, in colloquial terms, zombies. The dead saints are coming up from the ground and appearing to many. Now imagine.
Why are you putting your butt in your
Imagine today if the ground open up here. Look, just look down here. If that ground open up and several T-Rexes, dinosaurs, came from the ground, came from the ground, and started
He wants to talk at me.
stampeding, eating some, killing some, smashing some, and it went, and then the only person, Jack, narrating this.
Get my back.
Absolutely, it's just right.
The only person. Remember this? I want you to really, give your ears to this. The only person.
It's okay, even pedophile.
That-
Keep coming.
Excuse me. These are unworthy creatures, disgusting creatures. Leave him. What I'm
Come on,
saying
Sheikh
is,
pedophile, man. Leave us alone.
we
I know you
find
like your young boys, but please.
Why are you calling him?
are you
I
listening?
know you like young boys,
Are you
but please
listening?
go away, please. I don't want you.
Imagine that event of Tyrannosaurus Rex
Get in the back, yeah, David, that's it.
coming up, stampeding, killing some, eating some, smashing some, and it went that way. Guess what?
Don't worry, Hashim.
This
I'll
happened.
get you some
Imagine this
teeth right
happened
now,
today,
okay?
right?
Next week.
The only
Get in
person
the bags.
that narrated this story
Yes.
That's
You know what you're doing?
was
We'll
you,
do. Brush your teeth too, if you don't mind.
and none of them, even though they had phones and cameras, they were academics from Oxford and others, for example. None of them mentioned the story.
Rohan, run.
The only person mentioning the story is you. Now, such a story we
And you're a
expect
pedophile. And you're a pedophile.
to be narrated by people to their friends and families, to their colleagues, to their children. They'll talk about it. I would go and talk about it. I will go and tell my children and my family.
I understand
This man
that
will go
he
and
needs to
say
go to
this.
the dentist.
There will be
Beyond that, I
this
don't know.
news will be all over. Now imagine that event. No one narrates it. After this happened, tomorrow we find out nothing. Some of your friends
Yo,
only
Sid,
hear
be
from you.
careful. This man, I want you. Be
Do you
careful,
think
man. Be careful.
this kind of reporting of such an event of this magnitude is believable if it's only coming from you, and the rest as we expect? So the historians otherwise,
Therefore, we
they're
can't
all
believe
silent.
Muhammad about anything he says. Okay.
What you've done, Mansoor, is
Answer it.
you've moved the conversation on. Before
haven't-
I had an opportunity to
I haven't
respond to what
moved.
you were saying.
I'll give you my third example. No, Jack, stop. I will let you speak. I've given my third example.
No way.
You know what I said? This is my third example.
So I'm very happy to talk about the example, and I promise that I will. Okay, so I'm not avoiding the question. I will talk about it. But you said,
like
I
kids.
think,
I'm sorry.
that when it came to the second example, that I was about to point out the fact that there are many translations. I showed you multiple in English. I showed you two that are in Swedish that do not show.
Inverted code is irrelevant.
That do not show. They are very, you made
To me, it's relevant.
You've made them
To
very
you, it's
relevant.
relevant. To you.
No, but like.
To me, it's relevant.
But you
I don't need inverted
said
codes.
the reason I need to go and study is because I'm in disagreement with my own scholars.
Yes,
but
you
you're
are.
in disagreement with them as well. Because you are insisting that there should be quotes when there's so many
No, I'm
scholars
not.
that do not have quotes.
Let me correct you there.
And so therefore you need
No,
to go and
let
study
me
as well.
correct you there. Let me correct you there. I don't need to have inverted quotes in those statements.
Okay.
I can go and see what the scholars have to say.
Yeah, but which one?
Right? So you, because you disagree, you go and look at the best approach.
Yeah, but you're
which is-
I agree
affirming
with
some scholars. Which one?
I'm agreeing with scholars.
which scholars do you agree with?
The ones who translated the ESV, those who
The ESV has
translated
a quote.
Svenska Folkbibeln,
The ESV,
those who
the
translated...
ESV has a quote, and you disagree with them.
Why you...
5 more minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna go. ESV has a quote, and you disagree
You
with them.
can, now what?
Yes, but I'm
Okay.
agreeing
Give him a third
with
example.
many, many other scholars.
I have to go shortly because I'm breaking time for our fast.
So?
Can you deal with my third example? Third example? Deal with my third example.
Third example.
Matthew invented it. This is not clear.
If you want to help him,
That's why his gospel is not reliable.
So Mansoor, unfortunately, the very best you're making what's called an argument from silence. This is a classic logical fallacy, particularly when it comes to historical analysis. So the fact that no one seems to talk about it does not mean it didn't happen, right? Like,
Such an event would go undercooked, yeah?
I don't think there's a way of guaranteeing it.
If dead people arose and he was your granddad. Sorry, not granddad.
Now he's doing this.
If he was great 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 granddad, one second.
Wow.
If he was your great 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 granddad,
By the way,
no one you would not talk about it. Your family wouldn't talk about it.
By the way,
And Mansoor, if the moon were split in two,
yeah, no one talks about it.
who would
Deal with this
everyone
first.
talk about
We'll
it?
talk about the moon later. We'll deal with
No
that.
one talks about it. It's the same
Deal with
problem.
that. Would no one talk about it?
I think people would talk about it.
Sorry? Would people talk about if your great great granddad raised from the dead
They
and
would talk
walked?
about it. People would talk about the moon splitting in two, but no one seems to.
Wait, deal with that first. Then we'll talk about the moon splitting if time permits.
I'm
What I'm saying is this.
If time permits, the man on the way. Before we get
He's
there.
going for his,
For his prayer.
So,
Well, he's never going to go.
why did no other historian record the dead saints walking and appearing to many? Why not?
They may have, but we don't have access to their records.
If you wanted to make suppositionism,
Such an event, no one recorded it.
No, that's not what I just said.
What did you say?
What I'm saying
They may
is
have.
that they may have, but we do not have access to those.
No.
They have disappeared.
This is your belief. I'm not asking you for belief. I want for evidence. Where's the evidence?
Where's the evidence for that? I cannot make a statement of evidence.
The fact
for a
that there is no
negative
evidence.
statement. No, Mansoor.
There is no evidence.
Mansoor, there's no evidence for your view either.
No, there is no evidence that people talked about this. Because there
is. There is.
evidence.
Gospel of Matthew.
No, that's why the Matthew is in dispute. Because
He's not in dispute.
Listen,
In that case, the Quran's in dispute then.
we expect this event should have been narrated by, documented by, talked about by various people,
certainly.
chroniclers, historians.
the best
The fact that
I don't know the
there is no evidence that anyone did, and only Matthew did, and when Matthew has
Actually,
been
damn it, man.
demonstrated again and again, he distorts prophecies, he invents prophecies, he distorts history. It gives you more of a credence to say Matthew is dishonest.
So,
Then the Quran.
am I not? I'm not
You
able
can
to
finish your statement, but we have to go.
You had a question, by the way.
So, yeah, there are a few questions here that I asked you that you did not respond to. That's like an hour ago, but yeah. Another time, sure, yeah. Another time, okay. But all you're capable of establishing here, Mansoor, is that Matthew is the only. Sorry, that I keep saying Muhammad. That Matthew is the
Unreliable and dishonest.
the only attestation to this event, right? You have not, in any sense, and you could not, in any sense, establish definitively that he is lying.
I've given you 3 examples of lies.
No, on this particular example.
3 examples of lies, and you're not happy with more. Do you want more?
Again, you're.
Do you want more? I can give you more.
I can't answer anything you say because you just move on to something else.
You are simply brushing it aside when you know. When you know these are real problems.
Calm down,
I'm
okay?
saying
Calm
exactly
down.
what scholarship would say,
Calm down,
which is that at the very least, all we have is Matthew being the only attestation.
Who's the scholar who thinks Matthew fabricated it?
Yes.
Yo, Hashim, have him. Call a friend. Call a friend.
No, Matthew's zombie story. There's a scholar.
Call a
Christian
friend.
scholar. The biggest Christian scholar who says this is Matthew's own invention.
Cool.
No, pardon.
Nice. I'd love to see who that is.
No, there's others. Do you know who it is? Who it is? Do you know? Doesn't matter.
Mansoor,
Even Christian scholars
You
themselves.
don't.
You haven't established it.
You don't know
I'm
who
saying
You're making things up.
it is already in public
Muslim
knowledge.
scholars say
I can't
that the
prove it
Quran
right now.
is
Doesn't mean
error.
it's not there. You can
Blame
go
them.
find out.
I don't know.
Right?
Abdul something.
Yeah.
But you're not establishing anything. All you're saying is emptiness.
What I said, all of them is
Exactly.
already public knowledge. Just because, look, if I get Muslim now, he'll tell me
You're the
straight
true
away who it is,
shiner.
right?
My shoes are
It's
shining.
well known.
If you don't mind. They need shining, man. Yeah, shine them. Go for it.
And then
You
he
better
says
use
he
that
doesn't
beard of yours.
accept that story.
For your brush.
Even Christian scholars say that. So your reliability of the Gospels, I'm afraid,
Thank you.
is crumbled.
You have not established that. I hope that we can
Alright.
You take care.
Alrighty. Well, all we can then see there is that Mansoor is incapable of asking answering any questions, and so as a result, that would then mean that ultimately everything Mansoor says is frameless. Mansoor appeals to scholars, but he can't name the scholars. Mansoor appeals to scholarship, he can't name anything. Mansoor says it in the competition, and he can't name anything. That's really the issue. Well, anywho, Mansoor.
As you guys can see, this young Christian man brings up a very valid point to Mansoor, and he completely deflects and runs away throughout the whole debate. I find it very funny and hypocritical how Muslims hold this double standard against Christianity that they will not hold against the Quran. Whenever this man asked him about the translation, he says, oh, well, I'm just going based off of the scholarship in the ESV translation. Well, here's the issue with that is that the Bible wasn't written in English. The Bible was written in Koine Greek. It was written in Paleo-Hebrew and Aramaic. So it's very hypocritical for you not to go to the original manuscripts, the original languages the Bible was written in, because this is just a translation of the Word of God. However, whenever we say, oh, look at Surah 4, Ayah 34, right? And whenever you look at the Quran simply states to strike your wife. What will Muslims say? They'll be like, you got to actually go to the Quran so that you can understand what it's trying to say. So I find it very, very hypocritical because you guys say go to the Arabic, right? But we're saying go to the original biblical languages. And then guess what? You want to say we can't do that. That's a hypocritical double standard. And that shows that you guys are slimy, disingenuous, dishonest, and you guys are not seeking after the truth of Jesus Christ. All you guys want to try to do is try to refute, try to do your dawah, pray 5 times a day so that you can pray towards your black Kaaba stone and hopefully have Allah love you. Because nowhere in the Quran will it ever say that Allah loves you unconditionally. Because every single place you see Allah love someone, it's because they do good works to try to earn God's love. However, in the Bible, it tells us that God loved us. He fearfully and wonderfully made us. He loved us so much, even while we were yet sinners, he loved us. And that's the reason why he sent Jesus Christ, his only begotten son, to die on the cross for the forgiveness of our sins. That's the difference between Christianity and Islam. Splitting the moon isn't some kind of miracle. That's falsehoods. Nowhere in history do you see that Muhammad actually split the moon. Why wasn't this a big thing? Why was Jesus Christ performing miracles, claiming to be God, being crucified, resurrected? Why was that such a big thing? In fact, Jesus Christ, the Christian biblical perspective of Jesus Christ was so impactful. In fact, that not only was he crucified, but our whole historical timeline is literally built upon Jesus Christ. There's no denying it. Like literally, BC, AD, Muslim, Christian, atheist, no matter what you are in the world, he's so important that our whole history is literally based off Jesus Christ. There's no denying that Jesus Christ performed miracles. There's no denying that he is who he says he is. And Jesus, about 2,000 years ago, proclaimed to be God in the flesh, and that's why he was crucified on the cross. And 3 days after, he resurrected.